Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here, and welcome to my August TBR. Again, I am doing a wheel chooses my TBR video, so I will spin the wheel and each prompt that I get, I will pick a book based on that prompt. I'm really excited this month. I feel like I had a really great reading month in July and I can't wait to keep reading. As you can see just here, I got loads of books for my birthday in July. There will be a July haul coming very soon, but there's a little sneaky peek up there. And yes, I really enjoyed what I got, so I'm excited to pick some books for this month, and yeah, let's see what I'm going to get into reading. First we have our first spin. The first prompt that I got was a Booktuber recommendation, and so as you all know, at the beginning of the year I did a 12 books that Booktubers picked for me to read, and one of the ones I haven't read yet I'm really excited to read, and that is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This was recommended to me by Kaz from Cats and Camera, and this was actually bought for me by Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books, so perfect little amalgamation. And this, I don't really know too much about this. I believe it's a male-male romance that follows Aaron and Thomas. And I think it's about them realising that they have feelings for each other, but I'm not 100% certain. And I honestly have no idea any more than that, but I'm really excited about it. I've not actually read a single Adam Silvera book, so I feel like I really need to do that, and hopefully this month will be where I can start with that one. And I also just really love this cover, and yeah, it's also not very long, so it's, what is it? It's about, oh, how many pages are you? Ah, here we are. It's 300 pages, so not too bad at all, and I feel like I can read this one fairly quickly, and yeah, a great start to the TBR. Then on to our second spin. And the prompt for this one is to read a book out of my comfort zone. And I had to really think about this, but basically Ali from the Hardback Hoarder did a spreadsheet type thing so for you to be able to track your books, and one of the things that she has on it is like a little graph that tells you which book, like what genres that you've read. And so I looked at that to see what genres I haven't read anything of this year, and because generally if I haven't read anything at all this year, then it's probably out of my comfort zone. And the one, like the first one, I think there's 2 or 3 different choices, but the one I've decided to go for is an anthology, because I don't love like short stories generally. I tend to find them a little bit like difficult to get into, and I don't particularly like them. So I've decided to pick up an anthology that I do own, and that is Meet Cute. It says, Some People Are Destined to Meet, stories by Jennifer L. Almontrout, Donielle Clayton, Casey Cotugno, Jocelyn Davies, Huntley Fitzpatrick, Nina LaCour, Emery Lord, Catherine McGee, Cass Morgan, Julie Murphy, Meredith Russo, Sarah Shepherd, Nicola Yoon and Ibby Zoboy. I think I've only read something from, let's have a look. I've read a book by Meredith Russo. I think that might be it. So I obviously need to read more by these authors as well. It's also like a really nice like floppy paperback, which I'm okay with. And again, it's only about 300 pages. However, it is short stories, which are not generally my favourite thing. And it's also like contemporary, which also again is generally not my like favourite genre. So yeah, I'm interested though. I'm going to give it a go. I think it could be quite a sweet little collection, so hopefully I enjoy it. But yeah, we shall soon find out, I'm sure. Then on to spin number 3. And I've got POC author, so an author who is a person of colour, and for this one I've gone with a book that is on my yearly like to read, like I have my TBR for the year, which I still haven't read, so I do need to. I'm trying to make sure I get on with that. And this is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I feel like I've had this on about 50 different TBRs and I've never got round to it, so this month is the month where I definitely am going to read it. I'm not super excited about this. This says it's also Tahara Mafi's debut novel. It's a riveting dystopian world, a thrilling superhero story and an unforgettable heroine. So potentially this could be interesting. I do really love this cover. I think it's really nice. I've had this book for a really, really long time as well. It's like one of the oldest books on my TBR. So yes, this is what I'm going for. Although I have just realised that the first 3 books on this TBR are all YA. And I haven't really read a lot of YA this year, like in comparison to adults. So I might have to try and I don't know. I'll probably, the thing is, I don't just read 5 books in a month, so there will be other books that I can add to it, I guess. So these are just the books I have to read, and then everything else is kind of extra. But they're all relatively short. I've got like 3 300-page books, so I feel like that's quite doable. Then on to spin number 4. So spin number 4 is Listopia. So if you don't know, Listopia is the bit on Goodreads that you can like have lists and vote on them and get books to the top and stuff like that. And what I decided to do was that for this prompt, I would go on to my Goodreads. I would find the most recently added, like the most recent, it's got like most recent list, so it's like a list that someone has voted on the most recent, and so the one that came up for me was best love stories, because that happened to be the first one that I looked at. And so I thought that, and then what I was going to do is whichever one was first, so it could literally be anything, and as I said, it turned out to be best love stories, and then I would read the first book that I owned that was on that list that I hadn't read yet. And then I regretted that choice immediately. Now, the one good thing about this is that this was actually a book that I was sent for my birthday. So a massive thank you to, I can tell you who it was from because it's written inside. A massive thank you to Henriette Lovell-Strom from Henriette's Book World, who I will link down below. But this is a massive book. This book is nearly 1,000 pages, so I'm really regretting the decision that I made there. But it is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This is a book, it's so big, and it's an adult historical romance, I think. It says, set against the dramatic backdrop of the American Civil War, Margaret Mitchell's magnificent historical epic is an unforgettable tale of love and loss, of a nation mortally divided and a people forever changed. Above all, it is the story of beautiful, ruthless Scarlett O'Hara and the dashing soldier of fortune, Rhett Butler. Since its first publication in 1936, Gone with the Wind has endured as a story for all our times. So I had this on my wish list because I'm really intrigued by this. And also, it's a very like well-known story in my family, is that my great-nan actually went into labour with my granddad while watching Gone with the Wind, the movie. So it's always been one of those things I've just been really intrigued by, and I really don't know the story. I've heard loads of people talk about Scarlett O'Hara, but I don't know anything about it. I do know, and I will say, I believe there is quite a lot of like racist themes in this. Again, I don't know because I don't know what the storyline is. But I have heard of that, that is the case. Because I believe, so Margaret Mitchell died in 1949, so I assume this was written around that time. So yeah, I am really kind of anxious about reading it for that reason, so I do want to just say that before I even go there, but I do still want to read this one. And yeah, a massive thank you to Henriette for sending me this because I'm really excited about it. It is a beast though, but like I said, I have got 3 relatively short YA books, so actually it's kind of, it'll fit nicely in, I think. And I might not read too much else this month if I have to read this one as well, but I'm quite excited about it, I have to say. And then we have our final spin. And the prompt for this one is to read the oldest book on my TBR. So I went to my Goodreads and looked at the oldest book that I owned. That was the oldest added book to my Goodreads TBR. And this one I got was The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. This is a book that I only relatively recently bought, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, but it has been a book that I added to my Goodreads ages ago, and the reason I bought it was because it was one of the oldest books on my Goodreads, so I thought I'd buy it and see what all the hype was about. I'm going to read the back just because I don't really know too much. I'm not going to read the whole back because it's quite a long one, but it basically is about the New York Public Library, and in there lives Echo, who is a runaway pickpocket, and she finds an ancient creature with feathers for hair and magic running through her veins named Arla, and Arla takes Echo on basically, and she steals treasures and sells them on the black market, and then she has to figure out how to like stop or save this this kind of like war goes on, or a conflict, and it's about her trying to figure out what she wants and how to get it. And I'm really interested about this one. Again, it's another YA book, so I'm actually like a bit nervous, but I'm also quite excited because although I have got 4 YA books, they're all quite short, so actually having them with Gone with the Wind, I feel like I can probably manage. But yeah, those are the 5 books. I'll show you, in fact, here we go. These are the 5 books that I am going to be reading definitely in August, and obviously then whatever else takes my fancy as well. Let me know what you plan on reading in August, and if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. Have you read Gone with the Wind before, or is it one of those books that just has turned you off? I would love to know. I'm really excited to get onto them, and a massive thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye guys!